Alright, so we'll call this the Echo 2511T successful bench run. I'll talk about it a little bit before I fire it up because I've already fired it up. I'm like, okay, I've got to make a little video about it. I have a 2511 rip saw from the boys in Pennsylvania, and I've had it for well over a year now. It's taken down many a giant canopies of trees before I've had to switch to a big saw. It's amazing to have, and I've always wanted a second. You know, I like to have, if I have something good, to have two of it or more, a backup. Just like my vape, I can't just have one vape because if I drop it and break the glass, I need something else to grab. Anyway, so I had an Echo 2511 before the Ripsaw 2511. So I took that one apart and learned how to work on it and port, and I got it amped up, and it's been close to the Ripsaw. You know, I took that one apart and I copied the work, and I've been close, but never able to get it right. I figured it was in the tuning, and I just couldn't get it right. And so, you know, before buying a new one and porting it, I wanted to see if I could get that one right. Well, luckily, in the meantime, a friend of mine gave me like a bucket of parts. So I've got a few more bodies, I've got all sorts of extra parts. I took apart all the engines, crankcases, cylinders, pistons, and pretty much everything was garbage. Except for this cylinder, it had a couple of scores in it that you could feel with your fingernails. So I hit it with some 600 grit and kept going at it. It had rust around the base inside the cylinder, and I worked that down. It had wear where the piston goes down the cylinder wall, hits the bottom dead center, and then comes back up. You know, there was like wear right there from where the ring comes down and then back up. So that was an issue, putting it together without the base gasket, because the ring was coming down and hitting that wear spot, making like as if it was gonna just blow up. So it was frustrating. But what I did with this one is I just blew it open. I didn't take the Ripsaw apart and try to copy it. I'm kind of sick of failing with these things. I just went ahead and opened it way up. Massive on the intake, massive on the port. I didn't like the way the rest of the port was shaped when I was pretty much done, so I went in there and shaped the port channel to where the air would not ride up and out, but like, you know, nice and smooth and out. I slapped on the muffler. I originally had this muffler on the saw that I had been working on trying to get good without this hole here, just so the air could come out and out that way. But you know, having a straight pipe straight out that way, and Ripsaw likes to put the right there. So anyway, I just did both holes. Why not? And so this is like the Hail Mary. You know, will this thing? I don't know. Let's see how it does. And the transfers. The flashlight going in there with the Ripsaw one, I was noticing a lot more light coming through the transfers, but by looking at the transfers, I know that they didn't lower or raise the transfers, they just opened up the channels on the side. But what I didn't see before I put the flashlight in there was that they opened up the channels on the side, on the cylinder wall on the inside, allowing more air to just blow out those transfers. So I went heavy on those too. Who's that? Is that Mom in the doorbell? Alright, it's gonna get a little loud. So with the bar and the chain, and it'll probably need some final tuning adjustment. I've already toyed with it a bit. And if it does well at work this week, then I will go ahead and give it a new spark plug and a fuel filter, and I'm sure it'll have a good life. What do you got there, buddy? A Yoo-hoo? Let me finish that off for you. You didn't shake it first, and you cracked it open. That's a sin where we come from. You want to say hello? The camera? Right here. Say hi.
Hi.
Here you go.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Alright, and I gotta make a video of the Notch Rapstar. I put my boy up on that. He's like 80-ish pounds, and a little girl, and she's like 60-ish pounds. And this friction hitch just grabs, it undoes, it works great, it just amazing. I'm used to friction hitches that, especially 10mm friction hitches, you have to wear them in, do certain knots for certain ropes. I slapped this thing on a rope with the Catalyst hitch because it's the most bend radius I can get with a hitch. I think it's really safe, especially for the little ones, and it worked immediately. It was just flawless. So we're gonna play around more with that stuff. Maybe I'll start climbing a few things without my rope runner and actually use the friction hitch again. So anyway, see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching.